So it's the day after the night before or the afternoon before, and sleeping didn't really help my mood on the corruption that we saw yesterday. But there is some serious questions that need to be asked about this, and what can we do to change it? Welcome to Manchester United 3, Forest 2. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to the Slept On It Thoughts. I might start changing it to Slept On It Thoughts this, where we saw yet again Manchester United cheat Forest. This isn't the first time we've seen it. I'll go through the examples in just a minute. But before we do, just make sure you've hit that like button, hyped up the video, and make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new, and check out OK Jerseys, where you can get your shirts for £15. The World Cup is around the corner. Start thinking about those tops you want and use code FFTV for 8% off. And I'm telling you, that Brazil away kit is fire. Okay, let's jump into this. Now, I want to start with an important fact here, okay? Because I've argued with a lot of the Manchester United fans, the YouTubers, and what have you. And they're asking me, why do I care? Forest are safe. It was a beach match. Doesn't matter. All these pointless things they've said. And I said, and I just sat there and thought to myself, well, what does it matter if there was anything on the line or not? This is not just a Forest problem. This is a Premier League problem. The refs are pathetically bad and horrible and not fit for purpose. All the way from that bold idiot Howard Red Webb all the way down to that idiot yesterday, Michael Satanbury, or whatever his name was. It's just stupid that is the first time ever we have seen a ref overturn what VAR said on going to the monitor. Is this idiot? And this idiot has history with Manchester United. He's the one that when Onana punched the Wolves player, was it at the start of last season, I think it was, he deemed that not a penalty. Okay, so clearly, someone needs to check who this guy supports, or a bit of that. Now, this is the key thing for me, and I've said this before, and this is important. All the fan bases of the other 14 clubs, the non-Sky 6, need to pair up together and make a noise about decisions that don't go for Forest, or don't go for West Ham, or don't go for Everton, or whatever it is, and unanimously be a voice. Even if that decision you think is funny or whatever, because you don't like one of those clubs, who don't I like? I mean, there's a big list. Let's just say, because there's been beef with Palace and Forest with this whole Europa stuff, right? If Palace get a bad decision, we should be calling it out as a bad decision as well, because it has a better long-term benefit for the game for that to happen. And then if you look at the Sky 6 teams, they still try and argue that these decisions don't go for them. I had Man U fans telling me, oh, but we should have had a penalty against Bournemouth. I'm like, just look at the Forest games you've had this season. Ahmed handballs the ball in the Forest box, in the Manchester United box at the City ground, no penalty given. We had Harry Maguire handballing from a corner a couple of seasons back, his arm up here, no penalty given. We had Ahmed's goal, the equaliser at the City ground, going through a crowd where Sells is blocked by an offside player, still given. Don't forget at Old Trafford when we went 2-0 up and I think lost 3-2. Remember when Worrell got sent off there? Remember when Rashford dove for the penalty and VAR just ignored it? There's all these. This is just Forest versus Man U. And this club, Manchester United, when people ask me why do I hate them, like yesterday is the perfect example of it. Go back as far as you want. Pick any team you want. And they've had pure BS against them. Let's not forget how they ended Arsenal's 49-game run. They should have had 2 players sent off in that game, and Wayne Rooney dived for the penalty. This is just historically what Manchester United do. It's so annoying. And let's just say Forest yesterday were still in a scrap with West Ham and Spurs. Could you imagine the implications of that penalty? Of that goal. If that had been given and Forest lose the game and then go down because of it, how much has that corrupt ref cost Forest by getting them sent to the Championship? These are the implications. Look back at last week, what happened with West Ham and Arsenal. They ignored the fouls that happened before, who was it? Pablo was holding Raya's hand. it should have been a foul and a penalty to West Ham and technically play advantage, and they scored the goal and move on. Look at the sequence of those events. There's just so many of these happening. Every single game in the Premier League, there's some form of stupid refereeing decisions. Now, we tend to be on the receiving end of it. There are very limited examples I can bring you of this season where Forest have got away with one. The only one I would think of is maybe the second West Ham goal away at their grounds, when it was given offside because it hit Milenkovic and then ricocheted onto their player or whatever. You could say that was dubious. Outside of that, we just don't get these favourable decisions. And I think it's something to do with the fact that they don't like Marinakis. And I don't care what the PGLOL say. I know Forest will inquire to them. Let's not forget we did the whole Mark Clattenburg thing, which I still don't understand. But if you just think about it from a logical perspective, how angry do you have to be as a club with the decisions going against you that you do that? Don't forget, Nico Williams nearly got his leg broken last season against Brighton, no red card given. It's just, and the 3 penalties against Everton that weren't given. The list is endless, Now, do I usually sit here and complain about decisions or injuries? Probably. You know, in the game, of course I'm claim for anything for a penalty. But it's just yesterday's when you look at it and I'm like, okay, they've sent him to the monitor. We're at Old Trafford. We're going to get a decision go against Manchester United. I was like, wow. And then the whole thing is, it took 4 minutes for the thing to be decided. 3 minutes for VAR to look through it. They come to the right conclusion. And then another minute for the ref to decide the show is about him. And one thing I'll say to some of the Man U fans, a lot of them are admitting it's handball. You had even their pundits, Gary Neville saying shocker, ex-referees saying shocker. Something needs to be done about this. But there are some deluded ones, Terry, who are sitting there trying to defend it left, right and centre, saying that by the rules of the law, it deflected off him and did this and that, the other, spun in the air, then flipped backwards and what have you. It's just pathetic. It really is. Sometimes fan bases just need to hold their hands up and say, yeah, we got away with yet another one. But anyway, what did we learn else from the game? There was nothing too much to learn. It's apart from stuff we already know. We know how good Anderson is. I thought Gibbs White was really good in the game as well. I would have liked to have seen some more minutes from some of the fringe players. I thought Backward looks good. I'm still very optimistic about him next season. And Sangare looks like he's come back and is looking sharper as well. So look, there's not much left in the season. There isn't. We got boring mouth. Maybe we can ruin their European or Champions League chances, whatever it is. But what's really left to play with? I just can't wait for this season to end. I really can't. That one yesterday just took me over the edge because I thought we were the better team. I've had United fans saying, oh, we had over 4 XG in the game. Cool. You didn't finish your dinner. Not my problem. Cells were saving them. Not my problem. And how many times have I seen Forest win in the last, or we've seen Forest win under Nuno, where Forest XG has been like 0.4, but we've won 2-0. XG, people that just stick by these XG arguments, it just blows your mind. It's like they want to be given goals and points for XG. When the bottom line is the goals you put away that count. With Manchester United, they put away 2 goals, and that idiot ref put away 1 for them. Game should have been a draw. Draw would have been a fair result, in my opinion. But I'm sick of this corruption. I really am. And nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. As long as the Sky 6 are protected, nothing will change. Anyway, those are my slept on it thoughts. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed. I'll see you guys on the next video. Come on, you Reds.